Hey everyone, it's your host Julia back with another mini-sode of the Ethical Consumer Podcast. The internet is truly a wonderful thing, full of not only cat videos, this podcast, but numerous resources to help you to keep doing better for the planet. In our most recent episode with Frontier Co-op Sustainability Coordinator Alicia Simmons, she reminded me of something I'd seen on a few packages and boxes recently. I started to notice a few items from Target and Walgreens had a new symbol. Instead of just the recycling icon with a small number in the center, I noticed what looked like more of a chart with a lot more guidance than that recycling triangle and number have provided before. At the end of this video, go to recycle.info to see the chart that I'm talking about, or maybe you've already noticed this chart on a few of your store-bought goods. How to Recycle is a new standardized labeling system to help the public understand what pieces go where and what you have to do with those pieces before you put them where they're supposed to go. Sure, maybe you've memorized the number on glass jars or plastic containers that indicate if they're recyclable, and if they are, which bin to put them in. However, as we're plagued with the necessary evil of packaging, sometimes you have a box, and then you have a pouch, or you have a box with a window with film in it that you're not sure of, can I just throw the whole box in, or do I have to peel the film off? I know I've been confused by a couple cosmetics that I've used in the past that have a glass bottle, but then they have a plastic pump. And there's no indication of what I do with the pump. So I'm really hoping that the cosmetic industry also catches on sooner rather than later and starts to use that how to recycle labeling system so that I'm able to recycle more pieces more confidently and do my part. So let's check out the website together. If you go to recycle.info, you'll see their message and you'll see some of the featured brands. As you start to scroll down, you'll see an explanation of that recycling chart with all of the guidelines that I'd mentioned. It'll tell you if you need to take any additional steps before you recycle something, which part they're talking about recycling, and also what that piece of packaging is made of. As you click through to the next page, you'll see a couple examples of instructions that you may see in order to prepare an item for recycling. Such as, of course, remove the label before recycling, empty and reattach pump, or empty and discard pump, as I'd mentioned before. Sometimes there are mixed medias in one product, and it's not just necessarily a bag and a box. Sometimes you can recycle all the components. Unfortunately, sometimes you cannot. But at least the ones that you can, you'll know what to do with. As you continue to scroll down, there's an elaboration of that recycling triangle symbol that we're all so familiar with. Sometimes it may be made of something that you cannot recycle. Sometimes it can be something that you can put in your curbside recycling bin. Or perhaps you have to take it the next time you go to a specific store so you can drop it off in one of their bins. As you continue to scroll, you'll find more guidelines indicating which part of the packaging you're dealing with. This is a wonderful example at the bottom of this page. Listeners, you may want to check out the website or refer to our YouTube video. This imaginary product has 3 components to it. A paper box that is recyclable, plastic wrap that is not, and a plastic tray that they ask you to rinse before recycling to remove any food residue. And it's a little debated whether that imaginary plastic tray is recycled in all communities, so that you will need to check locally. When I was on the call with Alicia, I grabbed a wrapper that I had close by in my bag, and I was looking for it, hoping that it was going to have that magical new chart on it, and it didn't, because that package happened to have been compostable. She then said, well, they do actually have a compostable component of their website. Their sister site, howtocompost.info, will give you similar guidelines. As compostable packaging becomes more widely used, I can see it being just as confusing at times as the packaging that we have now for recycling. Certain packages are biodegradable or compostable at different rates out of different materials, and they may have different instructions. There's also a portion of this site that you can go to that will take you to BioCycle's Find a Composter. If you remember Pat Schnettler and I talking in the 12 Tides episode, I said I just wish there was a website that you could go to figure this all out. And conveniently, here is one of them. There are a few, but this one seems to be fairly comprehensive, including the information on what each compost facility takes. Some only take yard waste, some do take food scraps, and I'm assuming we're going to have to wait and see as compostable wrappers become a little bit more popular and universally used, which sites accept compostable packaging. I'm afraid we live in an imperfect world with imperfect systems. However, sites like How to Recycle and How to Compost are making it a little easier to figure out what we can do as consumers to lessen our footprint, recycle properly, and thankfully with now clearer instructions than just a recycling triangle with a number on it. And I really hope more companies and more brands start using this system. There's always new technology coming out, new packaging technology to keep up on. It can be really difficult to keep it straight in our own heads and in our own recycling bins. So I'm glad this new labeling system is going to make it a little bit easier for all of us. Check it out and let me know what you think. And maybe you've already seen this new labeling system on some of your favorite products, and maybe we'll see it more in the future. Thank you so much, guys. And again, we have a wonderful giveaway going on right now. Please check our Instagram for more information on how you can enter to win some amazing products from the guests that we've had on our Tuesday episodes so far. I'll see you next time, guys.